Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Knowledge. Sometimes in this hobby you just come across things that totally blow your mind and things you're not really expecting to see. And today's going to probably be one of those days for a lot of you guys. So I came across a Twitter user by the name of FanmelT, and they had rediscovered a lot of the original background artwork for some of the vintage cards we've all grown to love. And it's very interesting to see the background and then see the Pokemon artwork on it, because we always do think of the backgrounds coming with the artwork and being one of the same, especially how, we know we all have our favorite illustrators when it comes to Pokemon. So it is interesting to see the original just stock photographs that were used for backgrounds for some of these really important, really beloved classic card artworks. So in this video, we're just going to go over those. Before I recorded this video, I did reach out to FanmelT on Twitter and, get their permission to use their video for this. And if you guys do get a chance, please check out both their Twitter account at FanmelT, and also they have a link for their Instagram account on their Twitter. I suggest you guys check them both out, and especially if you do want to see the original video. Just a little background, they also did tweet out that the images come from a series called Datacraft, and I know I'm going to butcher this name, Sonjay 10. Yes, even the ones that look hand-painted. This series is used in a lot of Japanese media and Nintendo games, which is how they found them. So I did find that very interesting, and if you go down in the description of this video, you'll also find a link for that website. So the video starts off with Ponyta, and you start to see the background, and all it is a random empty field with a tree in it, just a stock photo. And then they took the artist rendering of Ponyta and just imposed it over that background. So you do start to notice things that you hadn't noticed in the past. So that's why these stock photos and original backgrounds are so interesting. The next, we go to the Scyther. And we're all familiar with the Scyther from Jungle. I know this is a lot of people's fan favorite artwork, especially Scyther fans, because it is the original Scyther, right? But as you look close at the background, it was always blurry, so you can never know 100% what it is. But now we know what it is. It's just random trees in a forest. And I guess now that I look at the card and I know what I'm looking at, it makes sense. But I had never actually seen it before. And then the next card it brings us to is the War Turtle. And you do realize what the background actually is. It's just an empty beach. It is a pretty boring beach. You can see on the right side of the photo, they do Photoshop out like a random rock that's in there. But other than that, it's just a boring beach. The War Turtle artwork, though, is awesome. I think that's why this card is so iconic. But it is weird to just see that background by itself. Next, we have the iconic Professor Oak artwork. And you can see the original background is just a steel wall. And you can actually see the rivets that are in the steel plate on the wall. And I'm telling you, after you see these photos and the original background, you're never going to look at some of these cards the same ever again, because they are just, so iconic. And then the next, we go to the Imposter Professor Oak. And I never really noticed the holes in the concrete wall behind him. You can see one to the left, one to the right, and then right above his head you can see that other hole. So it is very interesting to see, the original background for that too. I think the most important one is the next one, right? Or at least the thing I'd never seen before. And that's the Pikachu movie promo. You can see the lightning bolt behind Pikachu, visible through his body, and how the lightning bolt connects. And in all the times I've ever looked at this card artwork, I had never noticed that you could actually see that thunderbolt, through the actual artwork of Pikachu. So I did find that very fascinating. And then next, the video brings us to the Farfetch artwork. And I always remember thinking that this artwork was weird, or why is Farfetch positioned the way it is? And then you realize again that it's just a random stock photo and it doesn't really tell a story. But the Farfetch artwork is still amazing, don't get me wrong. It just is a little disappointing seeing these original backgrounds and understanding like there's not a crazy story to it. And then finally it brings it to what I consider the most shocking of all the backgrounds, and that's for the Mew card. Super iconic, super famous, big fan favorite Mew card. And then you start to realize that the background that looks like it is hand colored with watercolors is just a random stock photo again, and they used that for the background. So, you know, I'm very thankful for this guy finding these photos, making this video. It is very beneficial. One card that I do hope somebody finds the original background for eventually is the base set Charizard. I've always been very curious what that background actually looks like. But hey, listen guys, if you enjoyed this video, go down below, hit that subscribe button. It'll help me out a lot if you hit that like button. But other than that, I'll catch you on the next video.